That's right. I started the live stream 1 minute early. It's good to see everybody on a Sunday morning. I'm going to get right to it because there's so much to go over here. We've had, hey, Autumn and Asia, good to see you. I've said hey to Jim, Griffin, and Robert. But there's just so much information to go over here. Guys, please be sure to hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Gotta love Thailand. Good to see you. I'm gonna dive right into this, just straight up because there is so much to get to here. So again, I'm going to read the description of what this video is going to be about, and I think that you guys, if this interests you at all, that you're going to want to watch this video because it's super important if you're thinking about coming to Thailand right now, if you have plans to come to Thailand right now, or if you are in Thailand right now, or if you are coming to Thailand later and you are traveling to Thailand and hey, one-on-one, it's going to kind of put you in the mindset of what we're talking about here. So please remember to hit the thumbs up button. Let me read you the description. Then we're going to get started with the news. Okay. Hey, Mango. Good to see you, man. Today's live stream will be an open discussion of Thailand breaking news. More and more travel restrictions have been imposed in many areas of the country. Domestic pressure is now rising for a full LD, if you know what I mean, in Thailand. You can see it on the thumbnail. Good morning, Mark. And if I can, Punisher, is very good to see you. So the domestic pressure is rising for the Prime Minister to impose a nationwide full-scale lockdown. I'm just going to come out and say it. Until the illness situation is under control. Thailand is now seeing more daily positive cases than ever before. For this reason, Thailand has allowed its provincial governors to implement pretty much anything they want to, but specifically curfews and mask mandates in, I wrote 31 Thai provinces, but I just read that it was over 40 Thai provinces. We'll get to that in just a second. These increased restrictions are an attempted stopgap until Thailand can roll out more magic shots. We all know what the magic shots are, leading to inoculation. Thailand shooting for 70% of its population. Slide my camera back a little bit, and that's kind of where that's where all this. These new clusters and everything, that's when you'll start to see some of that stuff stop, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Let's see. Nicole, hello. Good to see you. Roy. Not sure about that, Roy, but I'll get Mark, good to see you. Full docket today. Yes, we definitely do. Again, to continue on. Once the threshold is met, Thailand can begin to reopen for tourism, and that's going to be essential to Thailand, period. Hey, Alan, good to see you, man. Listening to you from Costa Rica. Lucky you, bro. Good for you, man. Once the threshold is met, Thailand can begin to reopen for tourism. At this time in Thailand, the economic situation continues to decline, and it is bad. I'll leave it at that. What is the answer to these travel restrictions? A logical person might say quick inoculation of people in the country, including expats, would be the answer. And I think that is primarily what you're hearing from government officials, from the people in the country, all people, and it makes logical sense. That is the answer. We'll talk more about that again a little bit later on. So let's hope for the best. I love Thailand, and I'm truly saddened to see what is happening to the country right now. Furthermore, again, this video is not in any way, form, or fashion a means to discourage people from coming to Thailand or be negative towards the Thailand government's decisions. They're doing the best they can with what they have, with the resources available. I said this yesterday. I'll say it again today. This is just my little disclaimer. Nobody's criticizing the Thai government or the Thai health departments or the Ministry of Health or the CCSA or anybody else. We believe, and when I say we, I mean there's a number of us here that believe that the inoculation reaching the required percentage Thailand has set forth will be the answer to the current situation. 12 Tree, thank you very much for the super sticker. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that very, 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 very much. That's a $20 super sticker. Thank you very much. 101 says, I won't be traveling to Thailand until all this travel restrictions get removed. And many people feel the way you do. We are definitely going to get we are definitely going to get into that here. And Jim, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I hope you're not leaving the live stream. We're going to get into how those things get removed. And hey, Mike, the point of this live stream is the basic concept is get the magic shots in and everything else will come back. I believe that. Many other people believe that. So that's what I just read you is what this video is going to be about. And I have some really breaking news here because there has been curfews implemented. The Prime Minister has given full authority to all provincial governors to enact whatever measures they deem necessary. I'm going to read the quotes, the paper. Don't take my word for it, okay? I'm going to read about the mounting pressure for a full lockdown here in Thailand. I didn't mean to say the whole word, but there it is. Robert, thank you very much for putting up the PayPal link. I'll pin that to the top of the page. If you feel like contributing to the channel, by all means, I appreciate it greatly. Just like Mr. 12 Tree there has already come out with a super sticker, which I very much appreciate. It's all good to help the chat. We're always looking to grow here at the channel, and monetarily, monetary contributions always help. Always. JP says, I'm supposed to go in a week, already paid for everything. Good luck to you, buddy. I hope everything works out quickly. I really do. But the daily cases seem to be rising, not falling. So, I don't know, JP. What I can tell you is listen to this live stream. Hopefully, we'll provide you with some hope and some information that will be able to really help you. Jim says, sorry, just saying hello to everyone. It changed my words. Oh, good. Mike says, do you meet up with your subs sometimes? Absolutely, Mike. 30 in the wake up. Good evening. Put your Cash App up, Jim says. Okay, I can do that. Let's see, it's the $, and then my B748. That's my Cash App. Ottoman Asia says, I could be walking in downtown Bangkok within 2 weeks, but two main things stop me. Well, I imagine it's probably some of the stuff I'm getting ready to read. So first, I want to go in to article I read in Thai Visa this morning. This is going to be a lot of information, guys, so be prepared to hang on. First, it says, and this is from Thai Visa. This is a forum in Thai Visa. Yes, Stock Market 101. I can make more walking videos, but that's going to require more time. I can only do those when I'm off work or on the weekends. And unfortunately, this weekend has been super busy. I do have walking videos coming out. I have 2 of them, as a matter of fact, that I'll work on this week. Now, Thai Visa says the article is about people's dishonesty over whereabouts is complicating the CCSA's response to this situation. People's failure to truthfully tell the authorities of locations they have visited after testing positive is complicating the authorities' response to the illness, said the CCSA on Saturday. Increasingly, people are being dishonest with regards to informing health officials of their timeline, which is needed so the authorities can begin contact tracing in order to try and prevent further spread. Many of the infections come from the workplace, family units, dining, socializing, or other activities which are considered high risk. These are direct quotes here. Some of the new infections come from patients who have not been honest or forthright in disclosing their timeline of activities or movements to facilitate through contact tracing, a CCSA spokesperson said during Saturday's briefing. By Saturday afternoon, more than 40 provinces, this is important, more than 40 provinces had made wearing a mask mandatory, while officials in Nonthaburi province officials were requesting people to remain at home between 9 p.m. and 4 a.m. and avoid eating or socializing in groups. Nonthaburi is a province just to the northwest of Bangkok. In fact, that was the first province I lived in when I moved here. On Saturday evening, Prime Minister signed an order empowering provincial governors to further impose restrictions as they deem necessary. That is from Thaibisa. Let's move on to I had a downward economy here. I kind of want to give you guys a sense of what's happening. It says magic shots, and I'm paraphrasing. You guys know what magic shots are. And if you're in here, please hit the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. The magic shots delay. There is a delay. Okay, we've officially heard about the delay of the magic shots being available. We're looking at late May to June now, before they start coming in, and it's going to be hard. Yes, Jim, thank you for putting that in there. I appreciate that very much. Everybody read Jim Pell's comment. Lyle, good good to see you, buddy. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate you being here. Magic shot delay threatens another downward spiral for Thai economy. This is from the Thaibisa forum as well. The combination of a new wave and delayed, we'll just say vaccination, is set to wreak more damage on Thailand's economy, with people's incomes falling further and business risk rising. Slow magic shot progress, coupled with a surge of infections, has prompted Capricorn Research Center to lower its growth projection for the Thai economy this year from 2.6% to 1.8%. Since April 14th, Thailand's illness caseload has risen by more than 1,000 infections per day, indicating the latest wave is spreading faster than outbreaks early last year and in December. Meanwhile, only 0.82% of the population of 69 million have been, I'm just going to say it, vaccinated as of April 19th, according to Oxford University's Our World in Data report. And you can check out Our World in Data report at Oxford University for that. So 0.82 or 0.8, whatever it was, percent, right? There's the channel member link, guys, if you want some behind-the-scenes content, some extra content, some cool stuff. I always have cool stuff planned, and there's cool stuff coming up for channel members as well. The link is in the description there that Robert just put up. Let's see here. Let's go on now to the real description. Well, let me read Jim's comment first. And another way for challenge number 1, JC, we need 5 members to contribute $10 each between 10:15 and 10:30. So that's 15 minutes, the next 15 minutes. Or one person 50, I don't care. Once we do that, I will throw in another 20. So we're looking for 5 10s $5, $10 contributions via PayPal or Cash App, I'm assuming, Jim. And then you will match that with $20. That is a good challenge. I like that challenge. Thank you very much for that challenge, Jim. We'll see who takes you up on it. And I will certainly give you credit as you do. I appreciate it very much. Yep, Steve, that's what we're talking about, brother. In fact, let me read that. Let me read that article first before I move on. PayPal or Cash App only. Okay. Here we go. This is from the Tiger. This is from it's by Tim Newton, published on Sunday, April 25th, 2021, here in Thailand. Let's go with, this is what he says. With many more businesses being told to pull down their shutters in Bangkok from midnight tonight, there are now calls to just go to the next step and impose a full LD as the infection numbers keep mounting up. With the additional 31 types of businesses closed on top of the current restrictions in Bangkok, the BMA has all but imposed the L word, that's a quote from him, without actually saying it. In Bangkok alone yesterday, there were 1,582 infections reported by the CCSA. In the days before, Songkran PM asked if they should restrict Songkran travel because of the rising case numbers. In the tens at that stage, not the thousands, he replied. Whatever will be, will be. The reason is it's a matter that involves a huge number of people. The government will have to try to cope with that later. Meanwhile, on April 16th, the deputy PM dismissed the possibility of curfews in red zone provinces, claiming it is not needed. He maintains that the color-coded zones are efficient at this stage. Now the government's desires for Songkran to go ahead and the consequences of those decisions are coming back to bite them. This is from the Tiger. This is not my words. The PM's later is now. Even last Friday night, PM Prayut said on TV that the government had no plans to, I'll just say again, lock down the country despite the daily case reports over 2,000 for the past 3 days and nearly 3,000 cases yesterday. Medical professionals from a range of fields are now calling on the Thai government to go into a full LD to control the spread of it. As it is, with the country broken into red and orange zones, there are enforced closing times at many businesses, and Bangkok has an additional regime of closure starting from midnight tonight. You can read about that here. We will. So many argue we already have a partial LD already, and the government should just take the additional step and enforce it. PM Pro responded to the calls on his Facebook page yesterday, saying that he gave provincial governors the power to add local curfews if they deemed it necessary. Quote, provincial governors have the authority to tighten disease control measures and close premises, in addition to any closures ordered by the government. If the situation worsens, the 14-day queue period for asymptomatic patients treated at hospitals may be reduced to 10 days so they can be self-queued at home with a tracking system. Deputy Public Health Minister, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, speaking to the Bangkok Post, said that the latest wave of infections, quote, has reached a critical point as there are not enough medical personnel to take care of. In light of this, the ministry has asked the Prime Minister to tighten the measures to curb the transmissions, end quote. Thailand yesterday recorded a total of 2,839 new infections, another record 24-hour reporting period. At the peak of the first first time this happened in April 2020. Thailand recorded 188 cases in one day in the second, I guess, wave you would call it, concentrated around migrant workers in Samut Sakhon in December and January. The largest daily tally was 959 people. Now, if we want to read more about, where did it say you could read more about that here? Let's go to here and let's close this ad. So if you're in Bangkok, it's not a formal lockdown. This is from the Tiger. Hey, it's the Journey. Hello, good to see you. Visker 7, good to see you as well. It's not a formal lockdown, but it may as well be with the newly announced closures from the BMA, says the Tiger. From tomorrow, Monday, a lot more services, public spaces, and businesses around Bangkok will be closed. Additionally, events will be limited to just 20 people, down from the former limitation of 50 people. Face mask wearing will be enforced with a fine, listen to this, with a fine of 20,000 baht, a situation that is now in force in 42 other provinces around the country. More have been added since yesterday's article, they noted. But there is no curfew, although shopping centers must close now at 8 p.m., supermarkets at 9 p.m., and convenience stores will have to close at 10 p.m. until 4 a.m. More about the early closings of services in red zone provinces. Here, they give a link for that. Here is a list of the businesses, public spaces, and services that will have to close from midnight tonight. Cinemas, water parks, zoos, rollerblading, snooker and billiards, bowling alleys, internet cafes, public swimming pools, exercise facilities, fitness centers, exhibition venues and centers, convention centers, museums, public libraries, plant nurseries, aged care facilities, boxing stadiums and boxing schools, martial arts studios, tattoo parlors, dance studios, horse racing, amulet shops, weight control clinics, health establishments, Thai massage and foot massage, all kinds of sporting grounds, entertainment venues, service venues, meeting rooms, banquet rooms, and other venues. The opening of shopping centers from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then in parentheses, it says this is out of step with the earlier edict closing shopping centers at 8 p.m. Check with your local mall. Beauty salons, hairdressers may open, but customers have to wait outside. All types of sports, competition fields, public parks and exercise locations, convenience stores open from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. No gatherings of more than 20 people. That is a lot of travel restrictions, as I have noted earlier. Jackson, wow, is this the first time they've shut down the site? No, it's not. It's definitely not. In fact, they've done it twice already, to the best of my knowledge. Now, let's read what I'm going into the TPN National. And this is highlights Thai Prime Minister gives full authority to provincial governors for curfews, tougher restrictions to control the illness. It says on a social media post on his official Facebook account late this afternoon, April 24th, 2021, the Thai Prime Minister released a statement, among other things, stated that he gave full approval to provincial governors to institute curfews and other harsh medicine measures to control the current breakout in the country. The PM discussed several items on his Facebook post. We will list the important ones below. We have bolded the most important ones. The Ministry of Public Health has been ordered to secure additional hospital beds in Bangkok as quickly as possible and ensure they provide proper care and comfort. 1,423 people currently self-isolating and waiting for hospital beds will be found in bed as quickly as possible based on the urgency of their symptoms. The government, hey Jay, let's just admit it, traveling to Asia is done this year. Well, not traveling to Asia, maybe traveling to Thailand. But there are certain places in Asia that you can go to relatively safely right now. But your point is well taken. The government will solve communication issues leading to phone calls to the hotlines not being answered. This is a bold one. The government is considering reducing the queue time for asymptomatic patients from 14 days to 10 days, as I mentioned earlier, but the patient must strictly self-isolate for the final 4 days under a monitoring system. This will help free up space. They're talking about freeing up space at the field hospitals and regular hospitals. They're going to call on more volunteers. The next one says provincial governors will be given full power to institute harsher and tougher measures to control the situation, including curfews, travel restrictions, closures of businesses, and similar steps. TPN Media notes the Nonthaburi governor issued a request today for people to stay at home overnight between 9 p.m. and 4 a.m. Also, some provinces like Sakau has ordered the LD or lockdown of individual remote villages within the breakout area. The PM encouraged everyone to work together to resolve this crisis overall. We talked about earlier that they're saying people are not being held accountability, or being held accountable. So let's talk about the 42 provinces and the 20,000 baht fine that they are talking about imposing on here. 42 Thai provinces have mask mandates up to 20,000 baht fine for violating. It's rough. The following is the current list of provinces that have mask mandates in Thailand, which seems to increase on a daily basis. Technically, the law applies to everywhere outside your home, including the beach and while driving your car or motorbike alone. There does not appear to be a clause for exercise as a caution to be an exception to wearing a mask. So, sounds like to me if you're going to exercise, wear a mask and hit the thumbs up button. Jackson says, where can you go in Southeast Asia? Cambodia. Cambodia is probably not the best. Vietnam would be a good place. I think Malaysia is doing well. Indonesia is starting to pick back up. Starting to see tourism increase over there. You can go to China if you want to. Yep, they were. Roy, that's correct. Okay, so let's see here. Roger says, this is a good deal. It's the only way to get this under control. What we should worry about is them keeping LD measures in place for too long. Get it under control and then start opening up. You know, as we discussed yesterday, Roger, I have never been in favor of the LDs at all. However, these are numbers Thailand has never seen before. I just got to update 2,438 new infections today. Jeff, I hear you, Jeff. I'm not even thinking to travel to 2023. Jim says 6 minutes left in his PayPal and Cash App challenge, guys. I don't think we've got anybody yet so far. Nope, hadn't gotten any, Jim. We'll see what happens. Steve says $600 for not wearing a mask. Just that, yep. It's that's a hefty fine. I don't know the total number, Robert, right now. Let me get to that. I'll get all those numbers in just a few minutes. Hey, Richard, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it very much. Thank you for being here. Jackson says that's rough. I hope you didn't get in Dogecoin if you were in it. We're always talking to Roy. Jeff C, hello. Do you know if Phuket is still opening in July for right now? The Phuket situation is they're still considering it the sandbox model for July. Based on everything I've read, as of right now, if you want to go into Phuket, you have to have a swab done or proof of your inoculation, which means you have both shots and all that. Yeah, I feel bad for the Thai people too. Jeff, normally I go more into this, and if you guys give me just a few minutes to run through all the news here, I'll be sure to I'll catch all your comments. I promise. It's the Journey says, yeah, you can enter Indonesia on a business visa. You have to apply $360 for proof of income, get automatic 90 days, and can renew 4 times. Must queue in Jakarta for 5 days, then fly to Bali. Me and 30. Good information. Good information. Thank you very much. Filtho says, personal opinion on getting it under control. You can't control a tsunami. That's true. To even try is folly. Best that can be done is manage and minimize its impact. That includes economic impact. And that's been my thought process the whole time, Filthos. However, with this latest wave coming through, Jim, somebody just sent $10. Mr. Lau sent $10 to match your challenge. So you need 4 more people to send $10. And I will put that up real quick here. I can't show his name, and there's a lot of comments coming through, and we'll try to catch those in just a second. But there is, I don't want to show his whole name. There's 10, Jim. So 10 down, 40 to go, and then Jim's going to put in 20 or 30. I forgot how much he said. Hey, Matt Tech, good to see you. Jeff C., thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, don't worry, Andy. I'll be back in the Philippines at some point. I promise. That's for those of you that don't know, that's got to be some. Let's see. Thanks for the info. Might do that. Yeah, Jeff, I'll be happy to answer all your questions as soon as we get through the news for sure. Filthos, and anybody else that wants to lead that has exception. I see Roger's point and I see your point, Filthos. I'm somewhere right between you guys. Because I'm boots on the ground here is just a little bit different. They can't see the forest because of the toothpick stuck in their eye. You're not going to hear me argue that point. Jackson says, I was hoping to go to the Philippines this year with a friend of mine who is half Phil. He hasn't been there since he was a child, and it's going to be important. It's hard to wait. Yes, it is, but you may find that waiting. No, Robert, not yet. Let's see. Automatic says 1. Even if I have res in a ASQ for 7 days, I have to go through I have to go through the gamble. If I have dirty nose, I go straight to the 2-week gulag. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's true. Robert says, do I need PayPal to send? We call it contributions, Robert. No, you don't need PayPal to send. You can simply click on the link that is highlighted at the top of the chat, and you can send PayPal that way. And you should not have a problem sending a PayPal that way. If you do and you still wish to contribute, let somebody in the chat know, and they will direct you how to do that. Filtho says, ooh, just noticed my member symbol changed. Now I'm golden. Yes, you've been a channel member now for more than 1 month. That's exciting. The Philippines is becoming more developed than it was. Parts are nicer than the States. Yeah, you could say that. Alderman Asia says, 2, after 90 days at the most, I must leave the kingdom. Where can I go without Lee? Lee is in the house, and we haven't heard from him, but thank you very much, Lee. Lee just, Jim is trying to help meet the challenge here. He just came through with 25. Lee, it's good to hear from you, man. Good to hear from you. Very good to hear from you. Lee just sent $25 more, so that's 35. Now you need 15 more dollars to send your 20 or 30, right? Lee, it's good to see you, man. Very good to see you. No, that we got 35, Jim. 35, Jim. Yeah, 15 to go. 15 to go. Got you, buddy. What did Matt wait? Alderman Asia says, after 90 days at the most, I must leave the kingdom. Where can I go without a 2-week queue? Cambodia, no. Laos, no. Malaysia, no. Going back home is not an option for me. I want to travel Southeast Asia. Just wait, then. That's my best advice, Alderman Asia. Just wait, brother. Wait or look at getting some type of long stay visa in Thailand. One of the two. Either wait or get a long stay visa, and we can talk about that shortly. Let's see. I said hello to Lee. Thank you. Okay, guys, let me finish up on the news here, and then we will talk and have a great conversation. Thank you guys so much for the contribution so far. We are $15 away from Jim having to pay up. Just to keep you informed. Okay. So to reapply where we were, technically the law, this is the mask mandate law, applies to everywhere outside your home, including the beach, and while driving your car or motorbike alone. There does not appear to be a clause for exercise as a caution to be an exception to wearing a mask. So if you are now exercising outside, you still need to wear a mask. Violations of the law could see you fined up to 20,000 baht, which is around 600, as was mentioned, is around 600 USD under Thailand's strict emergency decree laws to control the spread. The list of provinces is Kanchanaburi, Prachinburi, Petchanburi, look, guys, there's a lot of this. This is on tpnnational.com. There's 41 of them or 42 of them. I can't remember, provinces in Thailand that are all in the red zones. You can check out, just Google red zone map of Thailand, and you'll get to see the red zone provinces versus the orange zone provinces. It also notes this list is increasing almost daily. This article may be updated as more provinces are added. So there you go from TPN National on that. Let's go back to that was the 42 province statement. Okay, this is very important for people that work from home. MetTech, what's up, buddy? Can't wear while running, but I can outrun any police officer on a motorcycle. I like that. Filtho says, request for the new people in the chat, please pop back a screen and hit the thumbs up button. It will help keep Jeremy fund his bottle a day Coca-Cola habit. That's right, man. That's right. I like it. Challenge over at 10:30, Jim. You're going to stick to that? Because it should be 10:38 right now. Gotta love Thailand. Hey, he's laughing out loud. Okay. I have a feeling that Andy, you're talking about something that has nothing to do with anything, and I have a feeling which Andy you actually are, and I hope we meet one day. Goodbye for now. Yeah, we're not responding to him anymore. He's kicked. Automasia says, I was going to go to PASA Thai classes on education visa, but I understand it's for the universities only. Probably is. I'm not familiar with it. Now, check this out. Thai Department of Disease Control says working from home for a lot of businesses have you working from home, correct? In quotations, working from home. Working from home doesn't mean working from a coffee shop, beach, or mall. The Department of Disease Control, the DDC, through a representative this afternoon, expressed growing frustration at many people's lack. Okay, so hang on, let me stop real quick. Jim just sent, he said, for the challenge was over at 10:30, but here is 10 anyway. So Jim just sent in 10 on the Cash App. Thank you very much, Mr. Jim. I appreciate it. Appreciate you putting the challenge out there like that. Thank you very much, sir. I missed a comment regarding boots on the ground. I wanted your thoughts. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, Robert and MedTech. Boots on the ground. MedTech says, that be nice. Future unknown. Of course, I worry that I'm not there. I choose to trust her until such time that I have reason not to trust. Yeah. So, right now, if you get requests for money and that kind of thing, it may be legit. Depends on where she lives. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on your situation there, nor do I need to make it my business. But if you're requesting money or if you're sending money and that kind of thing, now they may legitimately need it because of the economic situation here, especially with all the closures that have now been put in place. And if you guys remember, I told you this was going to happen. Okay. I'm not bragging on myself. I'm not patting myself on the back. But if you remember, before Songkran, I told you everybody was going to travel in Songkran. And then when Songkran was over, it was going to go through the roof. Because people were going to go and they were going to be around family. They were going to be relaxed. They weren't going to, most people weren't going to do the required or handle the requirements of what the mandates that were put out there. And I mean, the proof is in the numbers. What more do you need to say? Without you being here, MedTech, I would use extreme caution. That's just my personal opinion. I don't have any idea about your relationship with her, but I will tell you, just like I would tell anybody, sending money to a girl in the Philippines, sending money to a girl in Thailand, sending money to a girl in wherever. Don't send it unless you can afford to lose it and feel good about it. If it's money that you don't mind losing, no problem. If it's money that you feel like you're investing, great. But don't be disappointed. Keep your expectations very low and your acceptance level very high. That way, it's better to be surprised than disappointed. So just set yourself up so that you won't be disappointed. Let me move down here. We got Tim. Hey, Tim. What if you have to go to a mall to get a Wi-Fi signal? Malls are still open. You just have to go during the times that they're open. MedTech says Seren, Jeremy. I think that was on the list. I don't know. I'm off that page right now. I can't remember. I know all the provinces in that area are, so most likely. MedTech. JP says, can I travel from Bangkok to Chiang Mai on the train, or is that restricted? As of right now, I'm not aware of any restrictions, of any inter-provincial travel restrictions other than Phuket. You have to have a test when you go to Phuket or show proof of inoculation. That's the only interprovincial travel I'm aware of. Now, you may get stopped going into certain provinces. Their governors you might get a temperature check or something like that, but I don't know that there's any restriction like that. You should, to the best of my knowledge, currently, you should still be able to get on the train to Bangkok and Chiang Mai, although I will note Chiang Mai is also a red zone. Steve says, should have had an LD prior to Songkran. Let the genie out of the bag. Now, idea is much. It's a must. I'm on the fence on that one, but when I start to get nervous about the situation, I haven't been nervous about the situation. I'm nervous. Um, you know, I have a couple underlying conditions that you guys know about, and I'm a little nervous about the situation. I'm a little nervous. So, if it has to go LD, then it has to go LD. I don't want it to. I've been through that here in Thailand, but I'm not going to fuss about it. I also see Filthos's point very well. You can't control the tsunami. I totally get what you're saying. And I've said before, many months ago, I said, you got two choices: either lock it down until you can get everything, until you can get your threshold of inoculation, or learn how to live with it. It looks like they're just going to learn how to live with it. But the thing about it is, pretty much everything that you would do that generates income in Thailand right now has been locked down. Or has been shut down, I should say. So what's I don't really know what the purpose is of not having a full, LD at this point. I don't know, because basically everything, that you would do, that, people that make a living, at restaurants and hotels. The tourism administration is talking about closing. Maybe it's not the tourism administration; it's the hotels association or whatever. They're talking about closing all their hotels, from the end of April until October, all of them, to keep from lost revenue workers and etc. That kind of thing. It's a mess. Okay, let's see. You got a good point, Steve. I can't really argue with it. MedTech says, "Oh, certainly she's unemployed and can't find a job." Well, then, yeah. So yeah. Automated says, "Good advice. Thank you, sir." 28 up and 1 down. Let's see if we can get that up to about 30. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up button, please do so. Steve Banfield says, "Udon Thani has like 300 cases. I had one for a year. Bad times." Mark says, "Jeremy has a video on financially supporting the ladies in distress." Yes, I do. I have a couple, actually. Lee says, "Is this going to affect the schools?" Yeah, absolutely. It will affect the schools. There will likely be many school closures. And I haven't read anything specific about the schools yet, but with all these things being closed, I can imagine that the schools will fall in line at some point, even if the Thai government doesn't require them to close. That the schools themselves may decide to close. So there is a chance. And as soon as I get more information on that, Lee, I will certainly let you guys know. MedTech says, "We know each other for 2 years, Jeremy, but separated most of the time. I trust her, but obviously I worry about local competition. I think that's a normal concern. I'm not neurotic." Yeah, you're not neurotic. That is the complete concern, and you should have it. That's a healthy concern. When there's nothing like that face-to-face contact with someone to be able to build that trust, build that sense of belonging, build that connection, really. It's my personal belief, this is just my personal belief, that if you put enough time and distance between two people, eventually that connection will break. It's like if you take a rope and one person leans on it and pulls one way, and the other person leans on it and pulls the other. Eventually, at some point in time, that rope is going to break. So that's been my theory my whole life, and I've never seen anything to the contrary. So making sure you stay in contact would be the biggest thing I could tell you right now, MedTech. Being in contact and reassurance from both you and her would be good. Mark says, "Jerry, okay, let me finish reading. Let me finish the news. Let me finish the news here." Let me get up here, and then I'll come back. I'll start with Mark when I come back. Okay. The Department of Disease Control, through a representative this afternoon, expressed growing frustration at many people's lack of compliance with control measures, releasing a specific warning. The statement was made by Dr. Chow Tassanam of the DDC, a spokesperson for the department. He stated that clusters were increasingly being found at restaurants, cafes, and similar locations in the country, and a lot of this was because restaurants were still allowing large groups of people to dine together, and people were considering work from home as work remotely. So this is what they're telling you. Work from home does not mean work from a coffee shop, work from a beach, work from an entity, right? Although bars and nightclubs are closed, most provinces allow places like malls and restaurants to be open. The doctor said the call to work from home meant to stay, unsurprisingly, at home with members of your own household and not go to coffee shops, restaurants, beaches, malls, or other public places to work and interact with other people. He claimed that a significant number of people who were working from home were not truly staying home currently, despite thousands of cases a day, but instead going out to different places and locations to work on their electronic devices. The doctor said that he knew this period was difficult, and he knew most Thai people were very social by nature and didn't like staying in their homes or rooms alone or with only their family, but stressed that these sacrifices must be made to control the situation so that everyone could return to their regular lives as quickly as possible. That's just another thought from what I was talking about earlier today. And let's see if we can get, I believe there was one more article I wanted to read to you guys. Yes, there is. This is about people that are no longer with us, and what is leading to the higher rates of the unfortunate mortality here in Thailand. Well, one, you have more cases, so you're going to have a higher rate. But the headline of this, again, this is tpnnational.com. Details on the 8 reported fatalities, I guess, of in Thailand today. All 8 had underlying medical conditions. So it seems that underlying medical conditions play a big role. It seems that way from what I'm reading. I'm quoting from, getting ready to quote from the doctors here. It says the CCSA in Bangkok today, April 24th, reported a total of 8 deaths, all with underlying medical conditions. Thailand announced the 27 new domestic confirmed cases. That's the number. And in the kingdom this morning, that was April 24th, with 12 imported cases for a total of 2839. Now, it says the top 3 cities with the most cases reported today is Bangkok with 1582, Chiang Mai with 151, and Chonburi with 119. The province of Chonburi, Thailand, which includes Pattaya, announced this morning on their social media channels a total of 119 new confirmed cases. However, I believe today that number dropped below 100. 146 people were released. It says details about the 8 deaths. One Thai man, 48, had diabetes. Came from a nightclub. Thai woman, 83, had diabetes, high blood pressure, and hyperlipidemia, which means the blood has too many lipids. She was in close contact to someone who had one. Thai man, 89, lived in Bangkok, bedridden, and had intestinal cancer. Thai man, 63, lived in Bangkok, high blood pressure and gout. Thai man, 68, lived in, I can't even pronounce that province. I've never heard of it before. High blood pressure, hyperlipidemia, and cardiac arrhythmia. He was close contact with a confirmed case on April 10th. Started to have suspicious symptoms on April 11th. He was confirmed with the case, and on April 22nd, he left us. Thai woman, 82, lived in Samut Prakan. She had cervical cancer, which is never good. Thai man, 75, lived in Nakhon, Sawan. High blood pressure, hyperlipidemia, and began prostatic hyperplasia or prostate enlargement. He was a close contact victim as well. And 8, Thai man, 62, lived in Nonthaburi. He had chronic kidney failure. He had recently visited the Bangkok area nightclub on April 18th. He reported feeling tired and ill on April 21st. He was confirmed. And then on April 23rd, that was it. So things are moving quickly, but you also see there's a lot of older people in there as well. Now we can go to some comments and we can have some questions. And if Jim's still here and wants to put out challenges, we can do that. Because I think that's the first time ever it's taken me 55 minutes to get through the entire news. Let me start with Mark's comment. I know I'm way behind, guys. It says, Mark, Jeremy, in the U.S., we've been through what is now happening where you are. Once the shots become available, everything gets better. I agree 1,000%. 1,000%. Better being newly defined, I should add. I understand that. That's why we're waiting patiently and hopefully waiting for the magic shots to arrive here. I mean, that's what we're waiting for. Jim says that, Mark, that is the great thing about this channel. Jeremy has videos that covers that all the way to feeding monkeys on Monkey Island. So if you want to do it in Thailand, he has a video pretty much. Pretty much. JP says my ASQ is booked, so hope not. I hope not for your sake as well, JP. I really hope that doesn't happen, buddy. But the reality of Thailand is and the way things work here, you know, the odds aren't in your favor, and in my opinion. But I still hope they work out for you. Senior Frank, good to see you, Senior Frank. He says the short answer for any questions about if you can travel is that you probably shouldn't, even if you can. Situations can change rapidly and you can get stuck. I agree with that, Frank. I agree with your statement. Also says, worst case scenario, you wind up having to test, end up positive, have to spend a couple of weeks sleeping on a cardboard box until you test negative. Another very fair point there that you made, Frank. Roger says, at MedTech, mine waited 2 years with no problem. I think might depend on what age group she's in. Very good point, Roger. Very good point. And I hope MedTech read that. You do have a good point there. If you're looking at a younger lady, there is more... there's less life experience there, so there's more tendency to scurry about, so to speak. That's just the way it is. And guys, if you hadn't hit the thumbs up button, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. Carl says, hey, Carl, good to see you. There's a lot of evidence to show that this is not going anywhere. They're already talking about having to top up each year. I've heard that. I've heard about boosters that you'll need to get. I've heard that too. So I'm going to mark that up as speculation at the moment. But it could be very valid. Mary, hey Mary, said I'd be worried about all the competition. Talking about MedTech. Yeah, but you don't. There's nothing. That's out of his control. So you can't really worry about it. You just know that it's something that's there, and if it happens, it happens. And if competition takes over, then there's plenty of very good women in this country, I can assure you. Senior Frank says now's a good time to hang tight and find a new hobby to engage with. I hear knitting is good for stress relief. I hear you, brother. Lyle says to Frank, you try it, then let us know next month. I like that. Okay, no problem, MedTech. Hey, they're stuck in Florida. Good evening to you, sir. Glad to see you in here. Carl says, Roger McGee, the more past the wall she is, the more likely she'll wait. But if she's young and attractive, good luck having her wait. Yeah, That does happen. And that was kind of my point. Good. So fair point, Carl. Matt Tech says, line every day. I will return this year, even if I must. I like that. Q confined for 2 weeks. Hey, we just got a PayPal for $10. Let's see if the email comes through so I can show it to you guys. I'm not sure. There it is. Let's see who was nice enough to send this contribution in. Oh, this was Mr. Richard Cyphers. Thank you very much, Richard Cyphers. And because it has your middle initial in there, I won't put your I won't show your middle initial, but you guys can see Cypress there at the end. $10. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Appreciate that very, very much. Very much. Appreciate all contributions very much. Thank you, guys. All contributions go to equipment for the channel and travel. That's it. Just so you guys know. Line every day. I will 2 weeks. I've already tried waiting out current events for 1.25 years. Yeah, just come on, man. Just come on. Yeah, Matt Tech, just come on, bite the bullet, come on, and if it's a real thing that you've got going on with her, then coming on shouldn't be a problem, because you may have to do the Q, but if you have right now, as it stands right now, if you have both magic shots or one, depending on which treatment you're using, if you can get inoculated, you can come into the country, and then you can go to wherever she's at and stay with her, or bring her to wherever you want her to be and be together. Jim Pell has said, helpingothersrightnow.com. My website is up and running after the live stream guys come over and check it out. We help the homeless and domestic violence victims and so on. He does a fantastic job. So check out Jim's website. He's doing a great job down there in Florida and America, helping people. I've seen some of the testimonials, and he's really doing a good job. So be sure to check out Jim over there at helpingothersrightnow.com. That would be very much appreciated. Okay, Jackson says 80% of the hospitalizations in the U.S. had obesity. I agree. Everyone needs to hit the gym the most while they are closed. I agree. Personally, I have been on a diet that I hadn't really talked a lot about, but it's been on just trying my best to lose as much weight as possible and to be as active as possible. We were out and about yesterday, and just being out and about and getting some exercise in is helping, because if I get this, it's going to be a mess, and I really hope that never happens. Thankfully, I have insurance, but still. Jackson, I read that. Tim says, hey, Stucky. Stuck says, Jim Pell, good evening. Tim, DoMoreLife is stuck on stuck. I love stuck. Tim says, at 54, am I considered older people? Older people is subjective, man. I don't know, Tim. That would depend on who you ask. Stuck says yes. That's funny. Mary says survival of the fittest. That's about what it comes down to. It sounds like. Tim says stuck. That's your problem, my friend. Oh Lord. Mary says if wait until July and Phuket. I'm not sure. She's got a bunch of typos there. Mary does. I'm just teasing MT. Yeah. So they're still saying that by July, Phuket will reach its the island will reach its inoculation threshold for the tourism industry, and tourism can come back to Phuket with no ASQ or no Q of any kind. I don't know. Tim, as long as I'm getting older, life is good. That's a good way to look at it, Stuck. I like that. Jim says, well, speaking of stress relief, from 11 p.m. my time, to 11:15 p.m. my time. Jeremy, one more time to get $50 contributed, and I'll throw in 20 PayPal or Cash App. This is to help relieve Jeremy's stress. LOL. Well, that sounds good, man. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate the challenge number 2. So we had somebody that contributed 10 already during that was Richard, Mr. Richard Cyphers, which I greatly appreciate. He's already contributed 10, so we need 40 more because that was in your time slot. When he came in, he probably read your comments and sent that PayPal. So we need 40 more. Thank you very much for throwing that challenge out there, Jim. Appreciate it. MetTech says hotter than a blowtorch, but a good girl. I hear you. If you're fully backed, then you pretty much got a 7-day queue, MetTech, unless circumstances change. As of right now, you should have a 7-day queue. And you shouldn't have a problem going anywhere as long as you have that proof of the vax with you. It's okay. Have a beer on my dime, says Mary. Tim says, Jim Pell, they have places for that stress relief in Thailand. Yes, they do, but they're very expensive. Roy says, all the private hospitals will put expats on a waiting list for the magic shots. Yep, I've heard that. But I've also heard that if you have a work permit here, and if you are a teacher, you get moved up the list. That's me. So I hope that happens. Don't know for sure. Stuck says MetTech LDRs aren't easy, but you can consume yourself with what you have no control over. It's the relationship you have when together that is important. Well said, Stuck in Florida. Well said. Well said. And that's what that was my initial what I was trying to say about the things you can't control. You can't control what she does, so be happy with the time you have together. I agree. Stuck. Very good comment. Jim says the stress relief of growing the channel can be handled through this challenge. 2 different stress relief. Yes, it can. Filtho says, started my low-carb diet on Monday, down 6 pounds already, only 438 to go. Good Lord. Low carb diet, 6 pounds already on Monday. What's that, a week? Wow, good job, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's a big deal. Roy says, Bangkok Hospital have replied to me and am on the waiting list for the magic shot. Good. I need to find that out myself. Roy, how did you just call Bangkok Hospital and find out if you were on the list or what happened? I'd love to hear your explanation there. Jim says that number is Jeremy's cash tag on Cash App. It's a great way to contribute to the channel. There are no fees or charges on either side. That's true. What time was that, sir? That was... Hold on one second. That last $10 came in at hang on, I got to see what time the email came in. Let me see if I can do it. Let me refresh and see. It was 8 minutes ago, Jim. 8 minutes ago. That's when it came in. 8 minutes ago. $10. It just says 8 minutes. It doesn't say the exact time. I don't know why it doesn't say the exact time. Or does it? Oh, it says 9:59 a.m., which would be 10:59 p.m. your time. Right there. Wait. Right there. See? Right there. Now, Roger says, Roy, you could expand on that. Did you email them? Yeah, I want to hear some expansion on that too. I definitely want to know how to get on that. Let's see. He says, did you email them about the magic shots? And they do have a waiting list for it. Thanks in advance. Yep, I agree. I'm with you, Roger. I hope he supplies that. Bangkok Warrior, good to see you, man. Any truth to what is going on at Thai government just passed a new law that says you cannot fly without a magic shot passport card? They are looking at, I hate to say the words, but I'm going to, vaccine passports. They're looking at that, and they've actually made a way to do it here in Thailand. They're also looking at, but I haven't, I have not heard about there's another $10 from Mr. Lyle, Jim, just so you know. Lyle, I love you. Thank you, brother. Here is his PayPal. I'll get right back to you, Bangkok Warrior. Give me 1 second. Mr. Lyle, yes. $10 right there. Just came through. Awesome. Thank you guys for helping meet Jim's challenge. I love to see Jim pay money. So 20 down, 30 to go. That's correct. Maybe you could extend that a little bit, maybe, Jim. I don't know. We'll see. Bangkok Warrior, to answer your question, I have not heard with that you cannot fly without that, without showing proof that you've had the magic shots. So until I hear otherwise, I'm going to say nope. I haven't heard that. What I have heard is that getting on a plane here and flying domestically in the country is getting more and more taxing. So you're having to go through more checks, more this, that, and the other, and you may have to go. I mean, you may have to get some type of certificate to get on a plane the day before or something. But I have not heard that for sure yet. I hope that helps. 35 up, 1 down. Let's get this done. I hear you, Lyle. Thank you, brother, for being so supportive. I really appreciate it. Roy, oops, I missed your first post. Matt Tech says, listening here at the gym. Good for you, man. Glad you're at the gym. That's good. Hey, there's another $10. We're trying to get there. This is from Mr. Griffin. Appreciate you, Mr. Griffin. And here comes the proof. Yeah, share a video after the live night. That's right, Jim. Mr. Griffin. $10 more right there. Right there. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Griffin. So now we're only $20 away from Jim's $50 goal. In 3 minutes, can you possibly extend that out a little bit, Jim? Because we got, not all the emails and PayPals come through at the same time. I'm just saying. But if it's your challenge, so it's your rules. Jim says 1 minute. I will count it anyway. Thank you, sir. Roy says there's a website. When you sign up, they email all the private hospitals to be put on their waiting list. All the info is on Twitter. Okay. We'll check it out, brother. Thank you. Well, pay up, Jim. Roger, love you, man. Appreciate you, Roger McGee. Roger McGee has just come through with the 20, and we will prove that right now. And then Mr. Jim will have his challenge met. Roger McGee, $20. Roger, I love you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I know you contributed yesterday too, and thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. Really, really appreciate you. So there you go, Mr. Jim. Thank you for your challenge. And is Mary leaving? Mary says, good night, gentlemen. Have a good day. Good night to you, Mary. Have a good evening or day wherever you are. Thank you for the information, Roy. We'll definitely check that out. I'll look on Twitter for that. Roger says, don't have Twitter. Do you have the name of the website, Roy? Come on, guys, pay up. Please don't forget to share a video after this live night. Always, if you want to see the channel grow here, and if you want to continue to have these discussions, by all means, please feel free to find your favorite DoMoreLife video and share it with somebody. I would love to be able to get to 1 second, guys. Got to type a message. Fair enough. Okay, moving on. 39:20 to go. Senior Frank says most international flights require a negative test result within 72 hours. That's true of flying. No word on that for domestic, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Phuket test strategy spreads to other locations. Neither would I. And here's the other thing we talked about, the dual pricing of this. This is important information if you're going to Phuket. If you're a Thai citizen, you don't have to pay anything. If you're a foreigner, it costs 500 baht for the test. Now, 500 baht's not much money. It's less than $6. So it's not that big of a deal, but the dual pricing has caused a little bit of a stink in the expat community. If you're going to Phuket, know that you're going to have to pay $500 for a test if you cannot show proof that you have been magic shotted. $20 sent from Roger. Yes, thank you, Roger. I appreciate that. Jackson says 16. I'm not sure what that means, but 16? I'm confused. Yes, 16. Got a little Thailand says yes, 16. What did I miss? Somebody tell me what 16 is. I missed something. I got one more article to read you guys too. I forgot about it. This was from, let's see, Senior Frank says, I've taken 3 tests in the last 2 weeks. The cheapest was 3,000 baht. The most expensive. There is Jim's match, guys. $10.30, but here, the challenge was over at $10.30, but here's 10. Okay, there's Jim. Is that the right one, or is it no, here it is. There's 20. 11:15 cutoff. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you, buddy. $20 he sent on the Cash App. Thank you very much. I like the noise that Cash App makes. So you guys hit 50 and Jim sent 20 and we made a little bit more. That's awesome, man. Awesome. Very much appreciated, guys. Very, very, very much appreciated. You guys have been awesome today. We're going to keep going, though. Senior Frank, 3 tests in the last 2 weeks. The cheapest was 3,000 baht. The most expensive was 247 USD. I would happily have paid 500 baht. Yeah. It's not about the 500 baht. It's just there was a little stink in the expat community about, the dual pricing stuff and all that. But there was a comment made yesterday. You said baht 500 was less than $6. 100. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. 500 baht is about $15. I'm sorry. You're right, MedTech. My fault. A little foggy this morning. $16 to $17. Okay, $16 to $17. Fair enough. $16. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sometimes my math doesn't work when I'm trying to read at the same time when I do it in my head. I would happily pay 500 baht. Understood, Senior Frank. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so $16, $17, whatever. That would be what you would need to get into Phuket. And if you're going into Phuket, you need to understand that if you have a positive result, you're going to be in a 14-day queue in the field hospital. That's what they've said. That is what Tim Newton said from the Tiger. I'm just telling you. And we know they have offices in Phuket and in Bangkok. So I would assume that he knows what he's talking about on the ground. I really appreciate that. Jim says, I hate to cut myself short tonight, but I have to go for now. Just like I get contributions on my website for what I do, I'll pay it forward with contributing to this channel out of my pocket. So please, I'm going to wait and finish Jim's comment because Jim's done a good job. Griffin says, time for the pillow to hit my head. Hey, Griffin, I appreciate your contribution, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a channel member. Good stuff coming for you guys by the end of the month, I assure you. And I really appreciate it, Griffin. Thank you. So please check out Jim's website, helpingothersrightnow.com. And I agree, when this live stream is over, please go to Jim's website, guys, and check it out. And he has a setup there for contributions as well. And he's doing good work with it. Philtho says, expats are funny. Some have silly issues with the overt racism of dual pricing. Silly expat. It doesn't really bother me that much. It is what it is. Not a big deal. Jim says, is he upset? Homeless, domestic violence victims, pretty much anyone in need in the area. Yes, that is correct. That's what you're all about. Lyle says, good night, Griffin. So good night, Griffin. And Ottoman Asia says, not to change the topic, but how easy is it to get into Vietnam now? I'm not sure, but I have a friend that's in Vietnam. It took him about 2 months to get all his paperwork together, but he was moving there to live there for a long time. He got a job, got the correct visa, the whole 9 yards, and it took him about 2 months, Ottoman Asia. I can certainly look into it and get back to you on that. Senior Frank says, a positive result anywhere in Thailand will get you some time at a field hospital. That's true. Best to avoid scenarios where you may be tested and just lay low and stay home until things cool down a bit. I agree. Later, Jim says, Automate Agent. Jim says, it helped. Sorry for miswording. No problem, man. We understand. Typos happen. Not a problem. Jim, we appreciate you, brother. And we wish our website all the best. And we wish you all the best in your endeavors to continue helping other people. Greatly appreciate it. And I certainly appreciate you helping out this channel with your challenges. Very, very, very kind of you. Law says, Jim, I will text you tomorrow, Monday. Well, you guys are communicating. That's great. It's awesome. So basically, that is like what I've covered today. I consider to be major breaking news. I said I had one more for you. So, let me see if I can find. Well, there were 31 provinces yesterday. Now they bumped it up to the 40, so that one doesn't count. But I did want to read you this one article right here. This is important if you guys are still with us. And anybody that's just joined the live stream, please hit the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. Saying that you like the video, smash that like button, and makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. I really want to give a thanks to those of you who have contributed today via Super Chat or PayPal or Cash App, whatever the case may be. Thank you so much. You guys help keep the channel running. I love you for it. I don't know what else to say. This is for people who are coming to Bangkok. As hopes of mid-2021 getaways inch closer to becoming a reality. This is from Bangkok Jack, by the way. Getaways inch closer to becoming a reality amid mass magic shots and preparations to ease lockdowns in many countries. Thailand is now asking travelers to download their health tracking app before arriving. Alongside a negative test and a spent time in queue, Thai officials are now also requiring tourists to pre-register their visit using a special tracker app called Thailand Plus, available on both Android and iOS. So if you are not in Thailand and you are coming to Thailand, you are going to need Thailand Plus. Download that on your Android or iOS device. You can register your arrival, excuse me, in the app using your certificate of entry, which you have to have. A special permit you'll need to apply for on the website of the Thai embassy or consulate nearest to you. That's how you get the certificate of entry. QR codes on the app can may also be needed to gain access to certain locations, such as department stores and shops, according to the app. Currently, we have an app like that here for those of us that are already here. I forgot what the name of it is, but I use that every time I go into a store or whatever. They have a QR code you have to scan, and they take your temperature, they squirt your hands with alcohol, whatever. That's kind of what's going on the ground here. The app uses your phone's Bluetooth and GPS to allow Thailand's authorities to track your whereabouts and alert you if you have been exposed to others who may be infected. While this means your travels in Thailand are being tracked by officials, the app's developers say your location information can only be seen by the Department of Disease Control and Health Ministry. Entry into Thailand is currently possible for many travelers during this situation, albeit under strict testing and queue regulations. Bookings for Thailand recently soared in Britain following the news that folks in the country could return to normal life in the coming months. Leaders in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland are expected to follow suit and relax some of their LD measures. Travel website Skyscanner, meanwhile, saw a 55% rise in visitors, with flight bookings increasing by 69% compared to the day before the announcement, with Thailand among the most booked destinations. And now this came out, this was delivered yesterday. So now they're looking at possibly, that may not be the case anymore. And I really hate that. I absolutely, truly, hate that for those guys that may be coming. All right, let me get up here. Where was I at with the comments? Filto says, had the reliability of testing improved at all? I remember hearing of a 50% false positive rate, at least to mid to late last year. I haven't heard of anything on the reliability rate. I haven't heard of it going down anymore or it going up. So I can't answer that question with any kind of confidence, Filthos. I don't have any background. I don't have any sources to say that. So otherwise, I would definitely provide you with that information. I would hope that the testing has improved. Generally, testing, which is a part of technology, as more of it is used and more faults are found, they get better and better over time. So I would think that the rates would have improved, but again, I can't prove that. Senator Frank says, I finished queue on Friday and I am going straight home and barricading the door. I don't want to test out how good my magic shot is. Nothing wrong with that, brother. Nothing wrong with that. Congratulations on getting through queue or being in queue and getting through it. That's a big one. So do your thing. Stay safe. That's the most important thing. Stay safe. Jim Pell says, later, everyone, do me a favor. Besides coming to check out my website after this live, here is challenge number 3 for tonight. I challenge another member to start a challenge tonight. Good luck, guys. Good challenge, Jim. Thank you, buddy. We really appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on, and we wish your website all the best of luck. MedTech says, stateside people would complain soon enough if I charge foreigners more money for roadside service and auto repair. Dual pricing can never be justified. I don't try to justify it. I just live with it. To me, there's a difference. I don't think it's justified. I do not think it's justified either. But at the same time, I just live with it because it kind of is what it is here. And there's, unfortunately, being in a non-immigrant status, which basically means, you're protected a little bit under certain clauses of the Constitution here, but you basically have no real rights because you're a non-immigrant. You can be asked to leave at any time for any reason. So really can't complain too much. I can't anyway. Jim says, out loud, good deal, sir. Feel free. Okay, he's talking loud. Good night, everyone. Morning, wherever you may be. See you, Jim. Thank you, buddy. Mark says, just curious for those of us not into getting brain probed, is there a predominance of one form of testing over the other. The nasal. I don't want to call the name of the test because you two might not like that. So, Lyle, I'm going to hide your comment because that test that you're talking about is, I think that came out of China. That's funny. But yeah, the that's the standard here. Let's see. Market least Thailand, they don't swab our booty. Like, yeah, that's what Lyle was talking about too, Autumn. Senator Frank says Thailand Plus was not mentioned by anyone at the Bangkok airport during the paperwork processing. I heard it mentioned at some point, but no one made me download the register. That's good for you, but you're still going to have to get the, what is this thing called? Hang on a second. I'll tell you what the name of the app is. Thai Shana. It's Thai, ThaiChana. You have to get that app when you get at some point to be able to track yourself to go into some of these places. So good. Maybe you beat the initial. What am I trying to say? Maybe you beat the initial not onslaught. You beat the initial parameters of everybody having to have that. There's Jim's website one more time, helpingothersrightnow.com. I encourage you guys to go over there after the live stream. Please go over there and check him out. He's a good man doing good things. Filto says, I just bought my first 3 Dogecoins for 84 cents. Well on my way to becoming a crypto millionaire who can make challenges. I hear you, man. I think that I too am gonna start getting into the crypto thing. It's just what kind of wallet do I want to use? I don't know enough about it. I'm still learning. I'm still researching. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. MedTech says, I wish I had bought more. Felt those. Yep. Actually, Jim and I have talked about that particular coin for quite some time. And it's made some money for some people. Senior Frank says, I've had Thai China for a year. My girlfriend always scans in, and that seems to satisfy the mall security. If it satisfies security, then roll with it, brother. Roll with it. By all means, roll with it. And sometimes that happens with me, too. If I'm with a Thai lady and I go into a mall or somewhere like that, typically they don't even think twice about me. But to be fair, I am a stickler for the rules, and I usually scan in anyway. Only certain times do I just continue on through. Most of the time I'm going to check in just because I feel like it's the right thing to do. I don't know. I'm a conscious-oriented integrity. I'm an integrity-oriented guy. Not saying that you don't have any integrity, Frank. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that's for me personally. I feel like I'm cheating the system if I don't check in, and I also feel like I may be putting myself at risk if I don't check in because if there's a cluster that happens to spring up from a place I'm at, and the authorities need to get in touch with me, then so be it. Until the inoculation proceedings get to the level that they need to be here in Thailand, I'm going to continue to do that. Just me. I'm not saying anybody else. Everybody else, do whatever you want. It's you're your own person, and that's just my personal take on it, just how I think about it. So no disrespect to anybody in any way, form, or fashion if they don't check in or anything. But me personally, I do just because I feel like it's the right thing to do. I don't know. I really hope that you guys, we got 43 thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. Would love to see a few more before we close everything down. So if you hadn't hit the thumbs up button, please do so. Don't forget to go over to Jim Pell's helpingothersrightnow.com, his website, which helps people in right now just the Florida area. And he's doing some great work. Got a good website. Check him out. There are people on here that have YouTube channels. Ross is not here today, but he has a channel to go check out. Many of you, I think, Roger, did you set up a YouTube channel? I think you did. And if Roger, we'll give Roger a little plug here, Mr. Roger McGee. I think he's got a YouTube channel up. Filthos and all my channel members, for the channel members, I'm keeping you kind of just teased a little bit about what's coming, because this week, I doubt very seriously I'm going to be working in an office. So therefore, I'll probably be working from home, and I will have some extra time to get these 2 videos out that I've been wanting to get out for you guys. One of them being the photo shoot with the Filipino that I did. So there will be 2 videos on that. One will be for regular YouTube, just for the public. Then there will be a another video which will include more content, quote unquote better content, for the channel members. So it'll be, you'll get the video on YouTube, then you'll get an extended version on being a channel member. And the same thing with my 18 hours or 16, 15, however many hours it was, I was in Pattaya for an overnight trip with a friend of mine. That will be the same thing. And the channel members will get the extended version of that. So if you're not a channel member, it's only $2.99 a month, $2.99, extraordinarily inexpensive. And there's a lot of content there, and I plan on putting up a lot more. So that's where we're at with that. I hope everybody understands. 49 up, 2 down. Somebody hit the thumbs up button so we can get to 50. That would be great. If you guys have any questions, now would be the time to type them in the chat. And if not, we're going to wrap it up. And there's Autumn and Asia. He says, I have an ex-co-worker, a Thai woman at 32 years old in Samui that just got her first shot. I wonder how that is, because I have a very good friend, almost 60, and she needs it more. Maybe money. Maybe. I'm sure that things like that occur here. And we got our 50 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that very, very much. I'm extraordinarily happy to see that number. Makes me feel good. We had a great day today. We had a great weekend of live streaming, and I really, really appreciate the family coming together. And I call this family because the whole DoMoreLife atmosphere tends to be like a family orientation. We help each other. We talk about things that are important, and hopefully in the near future, I will be able to come up with things that are not so negative, that will be or not be perceived as negative. There will be more positive news coming, and as that positive news comes, I will gladly share that with you. So I really just want to say, if you contributed monetarily today in any way, Super Chat or PayPal, Cash App, whatever, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it. Thank you for helping keep the channel up and running. And to add to it, Lyle says, so you should become a channel member. Just ask Filthos. Yes, that's true. Mark says, when do we meet up again? Hopefully next weekend, Mark. For the channel members, I'm going to send them a message later today, my time probably, to schedule a live stream with them. We'll have our monthly live stream, members only live stream, where we can say the words and all the stuff and don't have to worry about censorship as much. Autumn says the negative is not your fault. Thank you, Autumn. And that's true. But I really look forward to the day where I can get back to talking about some very positive things. It's going to be nice. So channel members, be all set. Lee, thank you again for being here. Juggernaut Media, no such thing as a cluster. Well, we're not going to have any of that on this channel, bro. We don't we don't disagree because YouTube won't let us. So I'm very sorry. I appreciate you being here, coming in. You're welcome to comment anytime, but we don't disagree with YouTube has said that we go by CDC and WHO guidelines, and that's not what they say, so that's not what we're going to say, at least not publicly. In private, the whole different story, but that's in private. I love you guys. Thank you to all my moderators. Thank you to my channel members. Thank you to everyone who contributed. I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. I really appreciate it so much, and hope to continue to see the channel grow. More videos coming, and I will do my best to keep you guys informed on any changes going on here in Thailand. So, love you, mean it. Whatever you do today, guys, find a way to do more life. I will see you on the next one.